There was a Metang and a Magneton in that third row. And Magneton's pretty good. Metang and Metagross is pretty good. But from third round, it's like kind of whatever. I may have done this a few times, yes. But this is funny that you said ground type, or you said Diggersby. I said Raichu. We saw some ground types, and we saw the other Raichu. Like, so close. We were just like so close. No cow costume project though? Yeah. Books and tea time. Be looking for it. All good. Enjoy your book and enjoy your tea. We'll take another 45 minutes to get to the next attempt at the Dynamax Adventures, so feel free to pay more attention then. That's one nice thing about starting an hour earlier than I usually would, is that it gives me more time to do more runs. Or at least at least gives me one extra reset. And well, hopefully this time we have a Sobble that's has a little bit more oomph to it. The last one just didn't really have all that much. I mean, it wasn't the worst, but definitely have had much better ones in the past. Da da da. Da da da. Da da da. Mm-hmm. Also a little bit messy on the settings menuing last time, so hopefully I'll clean that up a little bit. Like that. Sorry for typing. Leon. Oh yeah, another thing about Legends of Zia that I do like is that it does give a bunch of nice nods to a lot of the other games, the other regions, the other generations. Like, there's a lot of nice little references here and there to different storylines, different characters, just different everything, different games. It's nice. It's nice to see those kinds of things because it shows that they're not just like making those like locked away. It shows that they are existing in the same world as the other games. It's like, at least I like seeing those little bits and pieces. Like, there's a really nice there's a really nice museum, and walking through that made me so happy. Soul number 2 for the night. So a crit. I wasn't paying attention to where my stats were. I was checking other things. I believe that was a crit. That wasn't a crit. We were just blessed. The special attack. What the hell? +16. That's good. That's good. Okay, we're in a much better spot when it comes to our special attack for this one. Ba-da-dum-bum-bum-bum. Alright, let's see if we get the Rukadi with either Unnerve or Big Pex. We'd like to see Big Pex because we don't see it at all. It's Unnerve. Pex is small. I don't remember what that ability even does. I think it's something about preventing attack drops. Alrighty, hopefully we can also find ourselves another Wooloo in this Route 1. It's not entirely important, but it is very much preferable to get one because the amount of experience that they give when you catch them is so much more than anything else you'll find here. Alrighty, Wooloo, not those ones. Oh, you showed up here again. Thank you. It's level 6. We'd love to see it. That's the maximum. Because of that, we get a level up. And with our special attack, we should, like this, the next trader we fight with the Squabit, it should be 2 hits. Because we had good special attack, and we also got the level up from the Wooloo, so we got even more special attack. So even in an even better position for it. Alrighty. Menuing taken care of. There is a particular spot where you do want to interact with this little dialogue trigger. You do want to be like so many of them that you interact with for a hop. You want to be in like the middle of the road, because if you are like to either side of the road when you interact with that cutscene trigger, it takes a little bit longer to turn around. Sometimes it takes you longer to get to the point where it's a spot on the ground where it wants you to go. There's like some very weird, minute timing differences between, like, just based on where you interact with the trigger. I think it's Yuki who did a lot of timing for a lot of those. If I recall correctly, I think it was Yuki. Ah, there we go. Oh, I didn't think I needed the crit because I already had enough special attack, but it's nice for the same. Already up to 19. I remember. I was wondering why I had lost, well, I'd given up so much time in the previous run. I just remembered that I did run into a Rookidee on the way back up. Can we crit? No. The only way to knock out this thing with one hit is with a crit. Or if you're already pushed in the current range, which in that case, things have already gone wrong. Alright, should be 4, maybe 3 if we get a nice crit. Da, 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 da. Alright, there should be just 2 shots all the way through this one, unless we get fortunate with some very, very unlikely ranges. Because we should be getting... or crits show up. I think this was already going to be a 2-hit, but I think we should be getting enough special attack on this next level up to where the next... I think... I know at 21 special attack, the Frukady is a 1 in 16. We're not even at 21, we just get to 20? Never mind then. Can you stop using Ember? There's no point in it. Ah, you burn. I was thinking we're doing pretty good for special attack, but I guess not good enough. It's gonna take 2 hits, unless we crit. Yeah, well. Damn, those fights really weren't all that great. I guess the amount of useless crits over those 3 fights definitely did not help. There was a useless crit against the Squavit, and then there was a useless crit against Hop, which crits against Hop are always a waste of time. Unless you can somehow save a turn with it, which is very, very... The amount of times where that is the case is very, very small. Alrighty. Hopefully the wild area can be a little bit kinder to us this time. We didn't really get all that much help from the dens that were active. We were forced to walk the whole way. There's like 4 of them where that can be active, which allow us to do a death warp to go to the other side, which is, let's say, a little bit quicker. I say there are 4 of them. Like, one of the 4, it's a little bit bordering. There's definitely 3 of them where it is faster to utilize a death warp. And hopefully, 1 of the 4 will be active. And the previous one, 0 of the 4 were active. So we had to interact with one of the dens that were active along the way, just from walking. If you take the right path around the lake, there is a Diggersby that is around, and if that had a very consistent way of knocking you out, then that would be a very good, that would like increase the amount of dens that are good to death warp off. However, the Diggersby is not consistent in knocking you out, so we don't try and death warp off them. Alright, any of them? None of the 3. There are 2 in the other end. One that is like, you'd be able to see, like, if you just look ahead, there's the one right in front of us, a little bit to the left, which would be active. That's like the best one to get. And then there's like 2 on the other side, which are really good. The 4th one, that is also good to get, which is also one that you can death warp from. We'll see in the first, like, the sweeping camera angles. It is active. That's the one. So we'll be going to interact with that and getting a nice convenient death warp over to the other side. Like so. And the reason why we want to interact with an active den is because we want to get the 300. The 300 watts that you, like, you only get like 10 to 50 from an inactive. It's not really all that much. And we want to have enough watts to get, at the very least, 3 quick balls. It's nice to have more for some mishaps that can happen later on, but the bare minimum is 3. I say bare minimum. You can exist with less, but it's much slower. Or at least much more inconsistent. Because we need to catch the Slowpoke to get to the DLC areas. We want to catch the Litwicks or the Sizzlipedes from Kabu's gym. Which is, you want to catch 2 of them. And then, depending on the Pokemon that we get out of the Dynamax Adventures, we would want to catch something in Route 8. So the reason why I said, like, minimum 3, that is assuming that we get something from Dynamax Adventures that doesn't need to catch a Pokemon from Route 8. jump scared by a Windows alert or Windows update alert, please no. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. This level is a little bit more powerful than the previous one, but still need these fights to go well. Also need to remember I need to actually move on. Ba-da-da, ba-da, da-da-da-da. We just need them to not go for lick, or if they do, don't paralyze. Alright, you just go for tackle. Perfect. God, +3. We could have used that a little bit earlier, but thank you. Bing, 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 bing. Alright, Hop, I would like you to attack the Zigzagoon. Thank you. You are helping this time. Does it require that you attack again? Because I think regardless we'll have to do another swing, yeah. Still, much better spot than what we were in last time. Do-do-do. Bam, 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 bam. Alrighty. Now we just have to get to our DLC area. We can see what's in the Dynamax Adventures and see if we actually have a run on our hands. It happened. I did the thing where I muscle memory things from Legends EO. I went to open the map by just raw hitting start, but now I have to go into my menu and then open the map. Right, so this time last run, well, at this point last run, I was like behind by 20, nearly 30 seconds. It's looking a little bit better this time, I'd say. Just a little bit better. Slowpoke doesn't need to see the dangerous ways of this world. And by that I mean running face first into a very, very highly leveled Papyrusha. Ba-da-ba-da. Alright, moment of truth. Hopefully, what was it, the previous one we were saying there was going to be, what, like, a Diggersby or an Alolan and Raichu, one of those two. Hopefully they can show up this time. Ooh, Galvantula, that's a good one. That's a very good one. That is an incredibly good one. I just have to manage to get through. Shamblon. Hey. That's a lot of damage. Like, wow, a crit. That move always crits. They are always going to be swings. So. Like, the web is going to take out two of us. Jealousy. We won't be able to take out both of them, that's for sure. Nice. Stripes towards the bottom. I will be using it. That's the best way to get out of here. I mean, I'm going to be using Thunder on our Playwrath. Thunder. There we go. Just use Bug Buzz. Oh, that's actually very scary. Plus attack minus but def. It's naughty. That is going to be very naughty. Let me just check the numbers. Wow, that's actually really good IVs. The scary thing is, potentially just straight up dying to Eternatus at the end. That is like going to be the main scary thing, because we have to do setup versus the Eternatus, and we have not great special defense, and we just have to hope that we luck into the right moves. Sorry, Ultra. Thank you so much for the good luck. Alright, so we just want to teach Discharge over the top of Electro Web. I can use that candy when I'm equipping the magnet. What move do I want to have in first? I'll probably have Discharge there, so I'll switch around Thunder and Electro Web. Alright, this has been very, very good adventure, and a very good Pokemon to go with it. It's just going to be very scary, because when we get to the very, very, very end, we could just straight up die. But hopefully we do not come to that. But once we are done with this fight, I will be running a few minutes of ads while a whole lot of nothing's going on. And, you know, you've got to keep, like, trying to find the right time to get ads in during a speedrun is always a bit of a tough ask, but this seems to be, like, a reasonable-ish time. And if people really want to see me, like, if you were so hellbent on seeing me try and get through all of the potential Zigzagoons that can show up in the next route, you know how to get around the ends. Holy! Alright. That's pretty good. Alrighty. Oh, I love you, Zigzagoons, but please. What the fuck? Ba, 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 ba. It is very, very, very hard to actually run into those cargols. It has happened like one time in all the times I've been running this, that I've come out of like some kind of state and then all of a sudden, suddenly cargol. Ah! Wait, there is one thing I do want to check. Okay, now I just have to play the game good. I don't think I'm very capable of doing that. Yeah, if I recall correctly, the main problem with the main scary point of this run is going to be just the Eternatus. Everything else is pretty straightforward, I do believe. At least we should be fine. Looking way too far ahead. I'm all the way to the bloody Elite Four. One thing about this gen is we're always going to be using either super effective or not very effective. Just the nature of running bug and electric, you know. It's like, whatever. Ooh. Okay. As per usual, there's usually like one or two that want to try and get a little bit feisty, but nah, we're good. Let's use the bug here. We just discharge everything up to hop. The gym music. I love it. Nice. Yeah, we are ideally buzzing the entire next gen. Because one of those things I always forget is that bug is neutral against rock. If I recall correctly. I always... God, I say it literally every time I run a Pokemon, like a bug type in this run, is that I always forget bug's offensive type matchups. Like, at least there's just one or two. There's one or two that will always just slip by my brain. I just keep on forgetting. It's like the things where it's not very effective against Fairy, which always felt a bit like I just completely that is one of those that I'm just like completely blanking on until I remember that Grimmsnarl takes bug moves like neutrally. and then it's just like bug into rock or into ground, something like that. A lot of the other ones I'm pretty okay with. Those are like a little bit more common, I guess. All right, on your bike. I swear one of these days I'm going to run into one of those trainers and I'm going to be very, very, very confused. Bum, 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 ba-dum. I really should just have all of the different town themes just on hand, just to have background music when I'm doing other things. Like even the Hulbury's theme isn't definitely not my favorite, but it's still like I don't mind it. Yeah, it's not my favorite. It's a bit too. I don't know. There's just like a weird vibe to it, at least for me. But then there's like the Sir Chester theme, which I absolutely love. Definitely my favorite. Or however the English would like to pronounce it. Ah, not what I wanted. I wanted Bug Buzz, so I can be neutral and everything. Like this. I need to sneeze. I need to remember to grab the magnet. And I'll wait to equip it, and I'll wait until we are out of the... Wait for it. Wait until we're out of the next mine, and we're flying over to back to Motorstoke. That is when we go to equip it, and at the same time I'll also use that medium candy, medium or large candy that I picked up when I was at the Dynamax area. Bam, bam, bam. Back right here. I said right here. That's what I was. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, this strike is good. Good crit. Absolutely needed that one. I did it. We accept a little bit of a time loss here. Thanks to the magnet. Well, thanks to us needing to grab the magnet. Fortunately, it's not that much of a detour to go grab that item. One of the least out of the way things to go and grab. Alright, double discharge on this fight. Unfortunately, that will mean that Hop's Pokemon are going to be hurting. Discharge number one. Okay, now we just need to not run into a Pokemon that is going to be trying to get in the way for this next section. Because they very well can. Right there. Nice. So here is where I want to be. Equipping the magnet and granting us the what's Medusi? I don't think this one wants to get... I'm pretty sure we don't want the, Yeah, we don't want the glasses. Well, the choice specs. I was pretty sure we wouldn't want them because we had like a bunch of stuff that was not particularly great with it. Nice. Bim. Alrighty, we want to catch a couple of Litwicks, I do believe. Yes. Is that... Catch you. And then we move on to Kabu. We Electro Ball Ultimate, cool. Nice and easy. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. It's really gone pretty well so far, if you don't mind me saying. Number 2. Got on the bike. Now we switch our Pokemon around. Because we need the Sobble out here. Or at least something weak enough to make it easy to Death Warp. Use Growl just in case they want to use something like a counter. Be very careful to make sure that you don't accidentally send yourself back to Motor Stroke, because if that were to be the case, you would be losing a lot of time. Alright, now that we're done with all this extra dialogue, let's move on. Nice. There's a point where I was going to do the next round of events. I think it is after the next bead fight, if I recall correctly. hold on to the boost, because we would like to be able to try and get, what's it called? Some kind of attempted meter skip. It's not likely, but hey, who knows? We can spam discharge throughout a lot of this, I'm pretty sure. Let's see if we can get this skip. Ah, that was actually better attempt at it than many of the previous attempts. It is an annoyingly specific attempt. Well, it's an annoyingly inconsistent skip that you don't really get much of a not really much of a visual cue, there's not really much of a consistent setup or anything. It's just, you know, just head down, just send it. Try and pick the right timing. I do find it very funny though that one of the times where I've managed to get that skip was at like a live event. That was fun. Rock Slide will hurt us a lot. Well, we're not as physically screwed. Da, 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 da. I don't think I'm gonna bother with risking a range. I'm just gonna I'll just take the time loss on the super effective text. Right, can't use electric on you because you're one of the few ground types that we have to deal with. What the fuck? Sure, I'll take it. Alrighty. Fighting, 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 fighting. How good this run has been so far, I probably should lock in at least a little bit when it comes to some of these. Go. Boing, boing. Way, there we go. I just hope that we don't get too many detects. Da-da-da-da. Nice. There's a kind of a... If you manage to like snag the corner, you lose quite a bit of your horizontal momentum, so it was nice to not get snagged. What does I want to do against you? Set up once, and then spam Electro Ball. Oh, also, because we have Electro Ball, we don't have to set up against Opal. We get to have the quick fight. Pango. Hey, no detect. Lovely. Not a single detect. You'll love to see it. Or not see it, as the case may be. Lovely. I'm pretty sure we get to do a bunch of hop fights without any setup because we have like Electro Ball. Snorlax is usually pretty tough to get through, but unfortunately Electro Ball with a very fast Pokemon just blasts through one. Also, yeah, after this next fight with Bead, I'll be running a few more minutes of ads just to, you know, get the pre-rolls taken care of. For Twitch happening, all that kind of stuff. It's also at a point where, like, after the hop fight, after the Bead fight that's coming up, it's just it feels like a solid minute of exposition or something. A solid few minutes, I should say. It's a lot. Again, you're not missing out on too much. Alrighty. Nice and easy. Here comes the ads. Again, you won't be missing out too much, so, you know. Grab some water, grab a snack. We'll still be here. We've still got another couple hours to go. Half a second, I was like, what? While I'm waiting, maybe I could play some Legends EA and just do some of the busy work while I do the speedrun. Then that half a second went to the next, and I was like, oh wait, that's on the exact same Switch that I'm currently playing on. That would have been very bad for me to just yoink my Switch right out of the dock. It would have been very funny, but also would have completely killed a very good run. Yeah. You don't have to worry about any of the questions until we get to Opal herself. We can just spam discharge on all of them. The only kind of nuisance that we can kind of encounter throughout this will be the Morgrun, that the third. That the third trainer will have. And the reason for that is they have Fake Out and they also have Flatter, which they can do at priority speed thanks to Prankster. So. Yeah, that can be a little bit annoying, but all in all, not too bad. Bam, bam, bam. Aromatisse. That reminds me that I do need to do the trade evolutions in Legends for Aromatisse, Slurpuff. And there's a bunch of other trade evos that I still need to do. There's like a whole bunch of them that I'm still yet to do. Please don't do anything. Ah. I'm just gonna do this just because. Why not? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Fortunately, no shenanigans. Or, no, additional shenanigans. Alright, now with the Opal fight. We will just spam Electro Ball. And the reason why we can spam Electro Ball is because the question that Opal is going to give, the very first question that she's going to give, the reward for getting correct is +2 to speed. And with the speed boost, Electro Ball becomes superpowered. The Wizard. Who knew not to intimidate? Not having to set up against Opal speeds up this gym so much. Like that. Yeah, a bit like that. Dash B so we don't end up saying yes. So now we just have a hop fight, which isn't too bad. I think we can actually get through this one without setup. Alright, what we do is this one, Electro Ball, discharge Electro Ball. Even a Bug Buzz would work against that, just because that's neutral. Cinderace, we can't really use Electro Ball because it's fast enough to bring its power down. Electro Ball on you, Bug Buzz on the Boltons, Electro Ball on the Snorlax. What the hell? Why are my English splits so bad? Alright, I want to get a partner Pokemon here, but I don't want it to be a... Like, the one time I don't want a bloody Togedemaru. anticipation. As I said, we just want a Ponyard. Togedemaru, why is it now that you're showing up the one time I don't want you? Also, the reason why I don't want a Ponyard, don't want a Togedemaru with these ones, is because they can have Lightning Rod, which would completely break my Pokemon. Now I just have to try and get through here without these Pokemon being a pain. Oh, I'm seeing so many Gyarados. That is so surprising that I managed to get through there without actually running into any of them. I am so surprised that with the amount of Gyarados there, that none of them managed to get me. Ooh. Bit of a surprise, but I'm very, very happy. Because holy shit, that can be annoying. Alright, we can just get this skip. We'll be fine. Okay. That looks fine. Actually. No, we're fine. Wasn't feeling too confident about it, but... I don't know if that was quick. I think it might have been, but... Just quick enough. Ooh. It was close, but... Alright, so with this fight, we just need to set up once and then... discharge on the Barracle. And then... what's it called? Electro Ball the rest, because everything else is slow. Alright, one turn to set up. I think even at the -1, I think we're fine. A critical strike, you say? Bam, 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 ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da. Nice, 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 nice. I think that's always going to be losing time to a Pokemon that doesn't need to take, or doesn't need to get a Pokemon, or doesn't need to catch anything in Route 8. Those are the words I wanted to say. Just looking at how the rest of this section is going to go. Yeah, we can do a lot of it without any setup because, you know, we do have a Thunder. Which is pretty powerful, if you don't mind me saying. And also, the reason why we're okay pressing Thunder with this Pokemon is because we have Compound Eyes, which makes it much more accurate. Discharge. You have to use Bug Buzz on the Pincurchin because that thing has Lightning Rod. This thing is a Discharge. This thing's an Electro Ball. It's also an Electro Ball. And yes, we are going to be using Super Effective, but it's either you use Super Effective or you use something that is 4 times resisted. I think I know what I want. Nice. Yeah, this town has definitely my favorite theme, or like, music. I don't know, it's just... This is a very nice... Well, I was going to say a chill vibe, which would make a lot of sense considering all the, you know, snow and ice and... Yeah, that. It's very peaceful. It's very serene, in a way. Alright, now we need to try and not run into too many things. Ideally, we run into nothing throughout here, but sometimes it's not up to us. Alright, nice. Grab these guard specs. Alright, that went pretty good. Very, very happy with that. Bug Buzz. They're going for a Sucker Punch, so we're not tormented, which is nice. discharge. We hit the thunders. And then we bug buzz the Morpeko. Oops. Even more time. Right, discharge the entire way through this gym. You have 10. Needed that crit, by the way. We bounce off the backboard. By that I mean the wall that the what's it is creating. This is another discharge angle. We still have to use max items during the double battle. Yeah, I was thinking whether or not we could actually heal up during it, but yeah. Sorry, Ponyard. Unfortunately, they do not have the best of ways to deal damage to us in this first turn, so... Good for us. Pretty sure they'll still go for Fake Out, so I can probably use this first... Yeah, I can probably just use this first turn to heal up. Sure. Well, actually, now it should be fine. Yeah, there's a Fake Out. I am not low enough to where it's an issue. Right, we Bug Buzz the next two, and then we can discharge on this Skuntank. There's the Obstruct. Fortunately, we don't actually attack into it. There we go, nice and easy. Right, how are these fights gonna go? A lot of shit, honestly. Like, yeah, we have Discharge for good, like, double battles, but also so many of them we don't actually want to be using that because it's just, ugh. Right. One more gym. Use this loading screen to actually just open my drink because this loading screen takes so long. Like, way longer than you'd think it should. But alas. It do be taken a long time. Needed that crit. Thank you. Pause, that's fine. Alright, Electro Ball on the next. Now we discharge. So coming into the fight with Lion, we had everyone all alive and ready to go. Okay, so we're going to be dealing with the right side of the fight. We need to deal with the Gigalith first because they're the ones that will destroy us. We have to set up twice. And we do have to get rid of the Gigalith for multiple reasons. One being they will do a lot of damage to the Galvantula, but also if I leave them alive for more than one turn, the Pawniard would die, would be gone. They do not exist. They evaporate. Okay, we have to thunder this. Then it doesn't matter. Then we buzz the Flygon. Should have just done metal sound. Considering those double battles can get a little bit awkward, that's actually not too bad. Like, it's all... Electric is very good for a lot of the game, and does... Like, having discharge for a bunch of the double battles is very good, but this gym, it gets very awkward to try and utilize it. Alright. And we don't have to worry about having a partner Pokemon with us for the rest of the game. Thank you, Pointed. Gonna grab just a couple of full restores. Just as a precaution. By a couple, I literally mean a couple. Let me pause. Ugh. Just do a double discharge on this fight. Should let us through just fine. Ball bug buzz. Pretty sure this should be fine. Yeah. That hiker has killed many a run in the past, so I'm glad that we don't have to worry about that one. We're at 186. Ah, failings. All these little guys. No, wrong one. Ah, we're fine. I somehow managed to miss an input. Fortunately, it was on Pokemon that doesn't actually do anything to us. But still, bit of a jump scare. Alrighty, into wind. It will be after the hop fight. Go for the last ad break. Well, ad break for you. For me, I keep on going because I have that need for speed, and again, I'm trying my best to find opportunities to get ad breaks in when there's like the least amount of quote unquote action. It's about as much action as you can get in a speed run like this, but
is it? That one. What's my one on this? It's a 353. Hitters are only at +1, so we're gonna have to use Thunder. Hit with the Buzz. Hit him with the Thunder. There we go, nice and simple. On this pace, we are definitely looking like a PB, but beyond that, we still have a little bit of extra that we need to squeeze out if we want to be able to try and get the record. If this run wants to be a record, I need to be -607. Alright, hop is pretty straightforward. Again, we just set up once. Electro Ball for you. Discharge? Whose charge? Which charge? This charge.
And unfortunately, we are going to have to use Super Effective, so we're going to get the extra dialogue. That's fine. We have to use the Bug Buzz on the Pink Curtain because it has a Lightning Rod. Then we go back to this stretch. Yippee! Alright, and that is a good time to send in the last round of ads for the run. Just be a few minutes, you won't be missing anything, it's just a whole bunch of dialogue. Macrocosmos section is what are we doing? Right, we do want to grab all the calciums we can. Trying to remember where we are experience-wise, because I would like to try and time my menuing to use the calciums and also use the rare candy that I have. Can't remember where we are. I don't know if this gets there. Because these two aren't the most experienced. Yeah. Oh wait, no, perfect. That was just enough. The literal perfect amount of experience. It shouldn't make too much of a difference, but it's nice to have just that little bit of extra boost. Which may help me potentially survive against the Predators later. May make it a little bit better. It's gonna be 2 of these. Bug Buzz. This one is neutral. And this one is immune to the electric. Well, we got the +2 from Marnie, so it's all good. Nice, peace and quiet before we get into the Sonic music. Have to take out the bronze. Yeah, the bronze song with an AoE move just because of how durable they are. This one we can discharge. Perfect damage. Enough to take out the rest, but also keep the ally alive so we don't end up having the extra animation of them fainting. This last one's a little bit different because it's all ground types, so we have to use Bug Buzz, but just using a Roar would take too many turns. So we just take a turn to use an X special attack, and then we should be able to one-shot each of them individually. If the Stunfisk bounces, we'll just go after the Steelix. Body slam. Yep, go bounce it. Wait until we get to the Melodic to actually use the X special attack. Because Melodic usually gives you a free turn. think the do or die for this run is going to be when we get to the Eternatus. Everything else seems like it should be fairly straightforward. But yeah, the Eternatus is where this whole thing is probably going to live or die. I will bring an extra Pokemon when it gets there, just because there's a chance that we just get one shot during the what's it called? During the raid section. I don't need to grab the X-Speed here because I'll be using Galvantula for the fight against Leon at the end. Usually if I was going to be, like, if I was sure that I was going to be using the Eternatus, I would grab the X-Speed while we're being sent over at this point. Speed. Yeah, most of the fights we have coming up only require like one turn of setup. Except Nessa, which requires 0 turns of setup. $196. It's more than enough speed. Alright, so first one down. Oh. Curious.
I can just spam discharge here. We'll be fine. The first impressions are not good. Thank you. Who's the one for that? Let's see how much time we'll about to save with this one.
Not having to set up at all definitely saves us some time. It's just a matter of just how much. Yeah, okay.
Alright, we are not going to allow the Voyager to stick around on the field.
We're going to set up on the next Pokemon. Which should be Phalanx. Thank you. Even though they lowered our speed, we are so fast that it does not matter. Like, even like some much slower Pokemon can take that Rock Tomb and still be faster than everything that B will have. she doesn't necessarily have the fastest attack. I'll say that much. And we always tend to have a Pokemon, well, ideally have a Pokemon that kind of that has a decent amount of speed to it. I think if I can have a clean run through the world, set myself up for the best chance possible to actually get fairly close to that. Actually, I'm just now remembering that I still have to fight Eternatus and how just that's gonna be dodgy as all hell. It's gonna be ugh. We don't want to set up on the Torkoal. That could be very, very dangerous. They should do Shell Trap. Thank you. Electro Ball. Bug Buzz the next two. Also, this order of things is also really good because it means that they won't have the opportunity to set up a secondary weather effect and then have a whole bunch of extra dialogue regarding the extra weather effect. Like, if they were to set up the rain, they'd be like, "Ooh, look at the rain! Do you think you can deal with this?" And it's like, "Oh," if they had sent out the Flygon, they would go for a they would do a sandstorm, and then they would be like, "Ooh, look at the sand!" Yada yada yada. I like to chat. I like a bit of a chat. Da 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 da. Okay. I can do as well as I can to make sure that I'm as close as I can to maybe going -6, -60 minutes. So I can have like the best wield possible. It's the Eternus fighting is going to really probably chew away the time because I'm pretty sure like I don't think my average is that great when it comes to the Eternatus segment. But I don't think it's like Galvantula. It's like good enough for a, or I don't think it's average enough for a Galvantula to scrounge together enough time. Right. Hopefully I won't have to use the revives. But at least they're max revives, if we do need to use them, so. Wanted to be a little patient. Okay. I did take it a little bit overly cautious, but I'll take that. Considering how it's been in the past, how some of the runs have been in the past, where I've just like run headfirst into multiple Pokemon. Just taking that little bit of extra time to let them spawn in, so I'm not just like making myself do it like a snap reaction. I have to rely on reflexes, which, eh. If you see me play Street Fighter and try react to DI, you know how that is. Rose fight is easy. Just set it once, then Electro Ball everything. Fortunately, everything he has is fairly slow and doesn't necessarily threaten me at all. Yeah, it's going to be the Eternatus where we have to Just try and not die. And then when it comes to like the raid segment, should we get there? I don't really have like the damage to help out. I really need the dogs to do all the work. Like I can spam Thunder and hope for the best, but you know, a few well-timed crits with the Behemoth Blade or a Behemoth Bash will definitely go a long way for us. Ooh. So now we don't even have to heal up coming into the Eternus fight. We just need to... I'm just going to grab the pointed out of the bag just to... This is a precaution. Oh. Fuck. Remember the time that I said I needed to be minus if I want to get the record back? That's minus 607 that I need. But this Eternatus section is going to be so bad. There is a chance that we just get one shot constantly. Like, if they just rip flamethrower after flamethrower with our minus special attack nature, we are going to perish very quickly. But again, that is why we grabbed the X special defense all the way back, about like 2.5 hours ago. Something to that. Dynamis cannon. That's fine. It's thunder. We get a paralysis or something? Thank you, thank you! Oh my god. Thank you. Ooh. I think there's a chance I could have gotten away with not healing up, but I didn't want to risk it. But as good as we could hope for it, pretty much. Zappy Spider doing the work. Yeah, I mean, Galvantula is definitely one of the top few when it comes to this category. There's so many fights that it can afford to do without setup that a lot of others can't, because we can more reliably use a move like Thunder. Yeah, there's a bunch of fights that, like, if we talk Piers, we don't have to do any setup on because we can use Thunder on the Scrafty, and the Scrafty is usually the one that is a little bit tougher to get through, unless you're working with, like, type advantages. If you've got, like, a good fairy move, then yeah, the Scrafty just falls over, but then you're dealing with the other Pokemon, and, like, do you have enough to get through those? Galvantula has just the raw damage to just blast through all of them, and that happens with like a lot of different fights throughout this. It's like a magnet boosted Thunder. Like, come on, it's gonna do the job. And the Compound Eyes, yeah, just having Compound Eyes makes it so much nicer to use. Well, means it's actually much more reasonable to use. Okay, I need some crits out of you two, because I am not really going to be doing all that much damage. Also, I need Eternatus to not cleanse off all our buffs. Oh, thank God they didn't do it to me. That's some good damage. I should be able to go first. I don't do much damage, but it's something. Got another boosted attack from them. And they didn't cleanse it off. Perfect. So we get another few strong hits. We get one miss. Ugh. We get one miss. That is like the first thunder we've missed. Yeah, we're going to be losing some time because, again, trying to put a Galvantula through that is... Ugh. But hopefully we can bring back enough time against Leon by using Galvantula and saving a turn. Actually going to take both Pokemon out of my party just so that's less experience going up. I think that's also one less dialogue box from Leon. Because if you have the Eternatus with you, he'll be like, "Oh, you're bringing that thing too, huh?" But also, bringing the Galvantula requires us to hit a Thunder. Come on, get to it. Also, we don't have the extra ability proc, so... The offense, as long as they don't go back onto the defense after this. Thank you. Big Bug Buzz. Should be the Dragapult, which would be Thunder. These next two, we Bug Buzz. Yes, we don't get it. Oh, we get it, but we don't care. I think I'm gonna be like like maybe 5-10 seconds behind. Oh, so close. Uh... Oh. I think if I didn't... there's so many little things throughout that. So close. Still a very, very good run, but it's so close, but so far. God damn it.